So we got a new sub, by the way. Seth Winky, welcome to the sub club. Whenever you get a brand new sub, you know I'm gonna go like this. Thank you, Can you do that?
No. What was that?
It's called a warble. That's what you do when people give you money for the
like
first time. Yeah, like.
Wow.
Try it. You could do it.
Nah, I can't do it.
You could do it.
No, I can't do it.
You don't have to have fat or skin here.
Yeah.
It's about manipulating the trachea.
Really?
You see?
Wow.
You could do that.
That's incredible.
So we have a lot to examine with Boogie today. I know it's sort of like beating a dead horse at this point, but Boogie just can't stop taking L's. It's unrelenting, it's unstopping. And in this instance, if you remember previously, I made a video of him basically using his dead mother for views. It was a video from Storyfire that he re-uploaded to his channel like 5 years later and pawned it off as, ooh, check this out, you know, it was on the exclusive website before and now it's here for no random reason. Well, Boogie decided to do a like 5-part series, basically recreating what he put on Storyfire, but in modern day. And it's him going back to his hometown, reminiscing, pretending like, oh, I miss this stuff so much. I miss my parents. I miss all the things that we used to do. And it's obviously an attempt to make him look morally superior to everybody else. And one thing I'll never understand about YouTubers is why they can't keep personal things to themselves. It's like, if this was such a big, monumental moment for him, why the hell does he have to record it? It doesn't make any sense. The introductory clip was a live stream done with Boogie and a documentarian named Mike Klum, who is doing a documentary on Boogie. It should come out end of this month, beginning of next month, something like that. And they did a live stream together when they first started to do the documentary, and Boogie is just acting like an absolute clown the entire time. It's a disaster. It's exactly what we would expect, but let's see. Let's push that to the side. We'll get back to it a little bit later. Let's look at Boogie digging up his mother's corpse for one last YouTube payday, just like Mr. Crab.
So we are currently eating in one of the very last Long John Silver's to exist in the world. And if you actually take a look, this place is actually really nice. And I feel like it's pretty much the way it always was. Which is to say nice. I don't know why Long John Silver's is closing down. But the reason we're eating here is because this is my dad's favorite restaurant in the whole world. This is where he always has to go. Every single time.
Well, I got a problem with that. You know, I've probably eaten at Long John Silver's maybe twice in my entire life, and it was both mid to below average each time I've had it. I've just never understood why you would get fish from a fast food place. Just doesn't, especially, you know, depending on where you live. I mean, he is from Arkansas. If you're eating Arkansas Long John Silver's, I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster. You're gonna have the shits. You're gonna be clogging up the toilets at home. I mean, I'm as much of a fan of the Yellow Jacket Fisherman Man, but like, come on. And also, it's surprising. I know he's saying this is one of the last ones ever. It's surprising how many Long John Silver's I still see in existence, because I don't know anybody who's like, oh yeah, that's my favorite. The only one I know is my brother. My brother, when he was in college, claimed that he went to Long John Silver's at least once a week because they had Baja fish tacos, and that memory horrifies me. I've also seen Long John Silver's that have an all-you-can-eat buffet on certain days for like $8. Crazy deal, but once again, food poisoning.
We would bring Head Start kids on field trips, and this is one of the places we went. Now, we all got like a piece of fish for free, right? That was the cool part of it. But the other part was they took us to the kitchen in the back to show us how everything was cooked and made.
Wow.
I like that Boogie's giving the side eye, looking around like, does anybody actually give a shit about this story? Does anybody think this is actually interesting? I mean, I feel bad for him if whatever Head Start is, a school or a class or whatever it was when he was a kid, that they thought, yeah, let's take him to Long John Silver's for a field trip. That's a A1 idea. That's a really good idea. Let's just take him there. I feel bad if that is actually his experience. I highly doubt it. I think he's trying to portray it as, oh, I'm a man of the people. you know, I have a connection. Me and my dad, we have a connection to each other, because I used to come here and, you know, we would only get one free fish fillet, and I would just take everybody else's, so I'd have like 24 at once. And that's why I'm as big as I am, and I blame my dad for that, because he liked Long John Silver's, and I like Long John Silver's because of him. I mean, that's a very Boogieism. That'd be a very likely scenario for him to say, but no, he's gonna say, the teachers took us here to look at how they make fish. What? Do you think I'm regarded? I'm starting to think you might be.
How long have I been here already? Not too long, maybe like almost a day, a whole 24 hours.
Yeah, I've been here 24 hours. How's it feel to you?
It feels like home. It's got a homey vibe.
Here, give me a second. So you've grown up in small towns your whole life too, haven't you?
Yep.
So this feels kind of normal to you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It brings comfort. Has a southern comfort vibe.
I really hate her. That's a really blunt statement. I don't know. It feels like we're dealing with whatever that chick's name was that exposed Sonichu and sent him to jail. That horrible chick. She gives me those vibes, and it's something weird, you know. Ooh, it feels homey. It feels back home, and it could be possible, but I feel like a lot of people, especially around my age, like, don't really revel in the lifestyle of backwoods Appalachia country. I mean, that's sort of up my neck of the woods. That's something I kind of like, but like, a lot of people I ever talked to through my experiences would hate doing that. They hate even driving through it. But nah, she's the exception. Her and Boogie, they're having a great time. Why don't you move out there, Boogie? You could sell your house, pay off the rest of your mortgage, and get a shack out there. That sounds pretty good. You wouldn't have any debts anymore. You could live in the great country hills that you love so much. You could be close to your parents who you adore so much. And you definitely haven't used reviews and story times to say how awful and miserable your life was. That couldn't be it. Of course not.
Sometimes when people end up as broken as they were, just do the best you can. Here I am, late stage in my life, gray in my hair, gray in my beard. I'm just doing the best I can, and I just did the best I could. And who am I to judge two people who just did the best they could? Now, I'm proud to say I ain't done none of the heinous shit that those two people done. But I've done my fair share of not great shit.
He's still taking the morally superior role. Yeah, they did their best, even though it was god-awful, and they really didn't try at all. And it's like, if the stories that you tell of your abuse are actually true, and that was their best, holy hell, they must be demons incarnate. That's their best, torturing you for your entire childhood and turning you into the monster you are today. That's, they were just following orders. Line them up against the wall, they're just following orders, you know? It's like, are you for real? Are you for real, Boogie? And then he's saying, oh yeah, you know, I'm just trying my best over here. Trying your best at what? You got lucky off of crypto, and that was the biggest relevance you probably have ever been on the internet. I mean, maybe if YouTube stopped after like 2008, maybe that would be your peak. Nobody would hear about the crypto stuff, you know, with the Francis stuff and the raging and whatever. That stuff is irrelevant. I don't think a lot of people when they look back in their recollection of early YouTube, I don't know if Boogie comes up that much. I really don't, because it's not my first inclination. It's a lot of the like early Smosh or like the unique music that people would do back then. It's not Boogie. I'm sorry, it's not Boogie.
I don't know if you know this, but Captain's bell, if we did a good job, ring the bell. And do you think they did a good job?
I think they did a really good job. Thank you!
Thank you!
Does it feel like I'm on like a Make-A-Wish Kids tour, and you know, for lunch that day he's like, oh, I want Long John Silver's. So the poor model that he looks up to, or the actress, is like, oh yeah, we can go to Long John Silver's. Yeah, buddy, ring the bell. Yeah, that's fun, that's cool. I mean, she talks to him like he's autistic or something, and it's like, yeah, he is to some extent, but it's like, and maybe I'm nitpicking a little bit. It's ringing a bell. Who really cares? Move on. Hoo-ha, the whole world works. But it's just like, it's so stupid, and I'm sorry. I understand it's like some company trend, company policy that they try and do to make the customer's experience better. But it's like the minimum wage workers inside the Long John Silver's, I'm sure, are not super thrilled. It's like the same thing if you've ever been to like a Crumble Cookies. I know that's really popular among the 18, 19 Tumblr girls who are taking Xanax in college. I know that's their forte. They have to like say hi to you when you go inside, and it's like nobody wants to do that. Nobody working there is like, oh yeah, ring the bell, fatty. I know you just ate half our stock, and hey, maybe he's helping them out. Maybe they get to go off of their shift early, go home, live in the backwoods. I mean, we've seen what Boogie's old house looked like. I mean, I'm sure they have a really, really good situation to leave work from. So let's give Boogie some props.
I was a complete narcissistic asshole last time I was here. So, I'm gonna go put flowers on her grave and introduce her to Desi here. And let's see if I can have a little more decorum, but no filming this time, y'all.
Alright, I'm making speculation here. He can probably argue it the other way, but it appears that he bought a fake flower bouquet. I'm not saying that's necessarily wrong, but it's clearly a sign of, well, might as well put something in there permanent so that we never have to come back here again. And I can still have the mindset of, well, my flowers are still there. We got the nice little owl thing, bird thing. I don't know why. You have like the cranberries and the Christmas ball. I mean, when is this from? I'm assuming you recorded this video at least a month prior to me uploading this, so it's like you're getting Christmas-oriented flowers now? I don't know, maybe it was her favorite season, who knows? And the fact that he is perceiving, well, I was a narcissistic asshole back then. What? You're not now? I've seen your Twitter, Boogie. I understand the person you are, and you understand the person you are. You like to play this game of, well, I've changed. I'll move on. Yeah, I sucked before, but I'm working to be better. It's like, you're no different than who you were 5 years ago. So it's like, why do you keep trying to play this game? You think, you're not stupid, but you're not smarter than the average audience viewer of your channel. So let's not play games here, buddy. We all know who you are. Stop trying to hide from it.
Now, you may not be aware of this, but it'll probably come across your timeline after you watch this. There's an entire cottage industry making videos about people like me. Sometimes entire small channels dedicated to just someone like me or Jordy, Wings of Redemption, or Darkside Phil, but also some really high-end channels like Turkey Tom, Sunny V2, and most notably June the King, who dropped a video about me today.
So that's what Boogie's going to talk about today, is the June the King documentary. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty good. I have opinions of June. I think he's a decent documentarian. I think he can be a little bit opinionated too much sometimes, but to each their own. I think if you're going to be opinionated, like my content is, I'm very opinionated. I tell you how I feel when I'm watching these things. It's just like, be straightforward, because sometimes I get a little bit mixed with it, but that's besides the point. This is a June the King video. This is a Boogie video. At the end of the day, it all comes down to you guys. There's an audience that we're trying to fulfill, right? I enjoy the content I talk about and I cover. That's why I try and cover so many different people, because I don't want to be pigeonholed into being a whoever reviewer, right? And there's no shame in people that do that. I watch plenty of them. It's just not for me. I don't think I could sit here and do a Cyrax video every single week or every single couple days. It would blow me out. It would blow me out. I'd be sagging in the wind, and that's not what I want. And at the end of the day, I just have to be appreciative for all of you. And thank you for watching all my content. This year's been great. We're getting close to 10,000 subscribers. Make sure you slam in that subscribe button down below. Help us reach that. That'll be great. A lot more great content to come.
Whether it was my finances, my YouTube career, my marriage, my bariatric surgery. I go into these things with an incredible amount of incompetence. I stumble my way through them. I almost always get the worst possible outcome because I'm an idiot. It is what it is. Over the last 9 months, I worked with a documentarian by the name of Mike Klum, and his documentary is going to drop later this month.
So I really hate when Boogie says, "Oh, I'm just stupid. That's why I do all these horrible, dumb things. I'm just an idiot." And it's mostly because you're narcissistic and your own perception of yourself is, well, I know better, so I'm going to do what I think I should do. And not actually, examine the situation and actually really think about it. You just sort of go with, well, I'm Boogie. Of course, everything's going to work out fine for me, so that's just what I'm going to do. And in turn, that's why you have the smoldering fields and bridges and forests burning behind you as you walk on, because you just destroy everything you touch. There's nothing in your life that is even comprehensibly intact compared to what it was several years ago. You've just destroyed everything. And this new girl who is completely naive and seems like insane in some aspects is just like not gonna lead you down a right path. You know that deep down. You've said things similar to that on your Twitter, and it's all gonna burn and fall apart. And you'll mention these experiences in a couple years and say, well, I was just too stupid. No, you're aware of what you're doing. You are just purposely destroying yourself. And that's your own choice. You can do that. But at the same time, once again, don't treat us like little kids. Don't treat us like idiots, because we're not as stupid as you might think we are.
I'm a 48-year-old man in a fucking online space that's dominated by 20-year-old kids. I'm sick, I'm old, I'm fucking dying. I wake up every day and do the same shit over and over again, expecting different results, and I never get them, but I'm just keep trying. Holidays, I need $7,000 a month. I'm not making $7,000 a month, and I have no clue how to do it. And I made some money off of YouTube last month, but I did not make enough without a sponsor or something. Like, this is going to keep me from going out on the streets, right? Like, this is going to keep me in a house.
Because I love him, and just imagining a life without him is difficult.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys really liked that shot. In case you missed it on their Twitter, Boogie's girlfriend / caretaker / little girl that hangs out with him is basically setting herself up to be an OnlyFans girl in a little bit, or a variation of. They posted pictures of her putting fingers in front of her little tatas and trying to look seductive, but she's got a 40 head and the skyscrapers flying to the sky, so it's hard to ignore that. But in terms of this introduction documentary, this trailer, it's clearly going to be a puff piece. It's going to make Boogie look like some innocent victim who can't seem to get his life right. He just can't seem to figure it out. It's just too hard for Boogie. It's just too much to figure out. And it's like, you can't trust things like this that have clearly staged instances. I mean, maybe the interviews are authentic in some sense, but like the bathtub scene clearly isn't. I don't know what the like hotel room sexy ass cheeks on fat man body is, because I'm not sure that either of those people are Boogie and his girlfriend. It's hard to tell. I'm kind of wondering if that's B-roll that he filmed later, was hired people or something. I really don't know. I'm speculating here. But then his girlfriend shows up and says, well, I just love him so much, I can't imagine living a life without him. Well, hello, lady, we just watched you guys eat fucking fried food and drink a Mountain Dew. Like, I don't get it. It's like, either you're so stupid, you're such a naive little girl who doesn't know anything about the world, like we've all speculated, or you're actually a sinister person who actually knows and is enabling him. There's no in between. It's one of the two options. So either come online and say, yeah, I'm a really stupid idiot little girl who doesn't know anything, and I've had a broken lifestyle, and I resorted to basically throwing my life away so I can go and, you know, dry hump a fat, decaying old man who has no money and is completely in debt and is hated by the internet. Or I'm sinister and I know what I'm doing and I'm just trying to get clout. Those are your options. So get back to me. Get back to me. Let me know what you're thinking. You know, that's a harsh, but I've had enough.
Too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. Why aren't you dancing? We're dancing. He gave us $10.
This is your stream. I'm just here.
Too dancing for Mario Heat. Do you know that one? Mario Who. Mario Ha. Mario Ha Ha. Mario Heat.
So I'm trying to figure out during this stream, this happened back in February, as I mentioned earlier. I'm trying to figure out what the director's opinion of Boogie is throughout this, because part of me feels like this is all kind of staged, and Boogie acting like a clown was kind of rehearsed with this guy prior to sort of get some hype circulating around the documentary that's going to come out. That's my perception. And I don't know. Things like this make me second guess it. I mean, he's singing songs that were more popular, that are more in people's memory than France is freaking out. So, yeah, you know, and that's part of the thing. You know, I haven't done streams in a while. I've never done a stream on this channel. And part of it is, I don't know how to react necessarily to getting donations for things, right? Like, on one hand, when I make content and I get some money based off of that through YouTube, I feel like, well, I'm providing a product and I'm getting some money back for it, right? In terms of streams, it confuses me a little bit because I don't like the concept necessarily of getting donations from people, which I think is dumb because it's like a very similar system and it's a way of people to show support for you, but it just makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, and I don't want to turn into somebody like Boogie who has to do the Maya He song when he gets a $10 donation. You know, like that's not what I want to devolve to, and that's part of my fear a little bit.
Already today?
$25.
$25. And
Yeah.
how long have we been live?
25 minutes.
25 minutes. So I would just recommend just do this all day.
Yeah, that's
Just
smart.
24/7.
Because clearly there's money to be made here.
24/7 live.
Shit, that's
Never
not a bad idea.
stop it live. And then you can cut in like 15 years. You can cut a time lapse of your entire life.
Fuck.
It's like the Truman Show.
And people would talk about that because like Boogie's now streaming his entire life.
Yeah, he's on day 40.
Prove me wrong. If you have a money, I would like to have the money. See, right now you have
here's
a money.
With negative $150,000 because I owe that much on the house.
But then you have 50,000 of pointless shit that you
Pointless
could sell,
shit, yeah.
and then you could flip that. So you're about negative 100,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm basically Dark Side Phil. I'm almost entirely insolvent.
It's funny because he tries to always be self-aware in instances like this, but he always spoils it, you know. And I also have to say, I got this stream clip from a YouTuber named Eeyore. He has very little subscribers. He doesn't post anything. So if Eeyore sees this, shout out to Eeyore. But essentially, it's just Boogie understands his own shortfalls, and he still just jumps in the pit every single time. It's like, I see they put some spike traps in here. Well, I'm just going to jump inside and then cry foul. And it's like, nobody feels bad for you, dude. And this guy saying, well, just stream. I know it's facetious. Just stream 24/7. Part of me thinks, hey, a Boogie Truman Show where he can't edit things out and he is strictly like Fish Tank. You know, something like that with Boogie. I'd be interested. Something he can't hide his fake personality eventually. That'd be good, but he would not keep the rate of $1 a minute. That just would not happen, right? You know, he might make $100 a day, maybe, and maybe that works for him. I don't know. His content now, he's reverting back to doing sit-down garbage, reviewing Logan Paul fight things, and it's like, nobody wants that from you, Boogie. Nobody's expecting that. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe down below, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.